Hello children, good morning. How are you all? Hope everyone is fine and everything is going on well. So today I am here to take class 7 topic physical quantities and measurement. In this topic I will be explaining you the first part of the physical quantities, where we will be doing the few numericals respective of that particular topic. So we shall move to the topic. Shall we start? Okay. Physical quantities and their measurement. Before going too deep into the chapter, let us know what do you mean by a physical quantity. A quantity which is measured in physics is defined as physical quantity. Whatever the quantity which is measurable, you can take n number of examples here: length, area, mass, volume, temperature and so on. All these are measurable quantities, hence we call them as physical quantities. Physical quantities are basically classified into two types: fundamental quantities and derived quantities. Fundamental quantity, the quantity which is independent, which do not depend on anyone else, which do not depend, like to find its value we do not depend upon any other physical quantity. Derived quantity, which is dependent. Fundamental quantity is also called it as an independent quantity, whereas derived quantity is dependent quantity. Let me explain you more clearly with an example. Length of an object. To measure the length of an object, we directly go with a device and measure it. We do not depend upon any other physical quantity. For example, if you want to measure the distance between 2 points, you will take the help of a ruler and you will directly measure the length. It does not depend upon any other physical quantity. But if you take an example of a derived quantity, if you want to find area of an object, to find the area of an object, we can't directly go with the scale or with anything else and find the area. To find the area, first we have to depend upon length and breadth of an object. We have to find the length and breadth of an object. It means area depends upon length and breadth. Area is not independent, area is dependent. Therefore, area is called as a derived quantity because it is derived from the length and breadth of an object, whereas length is an independent because it does not depend upon anything. In the same way, mass is a fundamental quantity. Mass is nothing but, as you might have studied in your lower classes, mass is the amount of matter contained in a body. We do not depend upon anything. To find the volume, again we need length, breadth and height. It is a derived quantity. Let me explain you once again. Fundamental quantity is independent, which do not depend upon any other physical quantity, which can be directly measured with the help of a device. But dependent quantity or the derived quantity, it depends upon the fundamental quantities. To find the area of an object, to find the volume of an object, to find the weight of an object, we depend upon the fundamental quantities. Therefore, these all quantities are called as derived quantities. How do you express the physical quantity, children? Physical quantity is always expressed as magnitude multiplied by unit is always expressed as magnitude multiplied by unit. Madam, what is this magnitude? Magnitude is nothing but the value, a number, the value which tells us like how much the quantity it is, multiplied by the unit of that physical quantity. Example, let me give you an example, the simple example. Suppose length. Here the length is an physical quantity. Length, let us imagine the length of a scale or something is 5 multiplied by meter. So 5 is the magnitude and unit is meter. So this is how we expressed. One more example, area. It is 10 centimeter square. So this is unit and 10 is the magnitude. This is how always we represent a physical quantity. We cannot write just length is 5. It should be accompanied with the unit. Understood, children? Measuring area. What is area, children? The space occupied by a two-dimensional object. The space occupied by a two-dimensional object. Let me tell you what is a two-dimensional in a simple words, which has the two axes like x-axis and the y-axis. Regarding this two-dimensional object, you will study more in your higher classes. So the two-dimensional which has the two axes, x-axis and y-axis. So the space occupied by the two-dimensional object is defined as area. What is the standard unit of area? The standard unit of area is square meter. It is represented as meter square. Now you may be getting a doubt, what is this square meter? So let me explain you a little bit on this square meter. Suppose, children, if you take a square and let us imagine that the side of square is m. The side of the square is m. What is the area of a square, which you have already studied in your lower classes? The area of a square is side square, s into s. So if one side is m, the other side is also m, so it becomes m into m, which is nothing but m square. How can you define now this m square or square meter? It is like a unit of area equal to square meter when its side is 1 meter. That is, if a square measuring 1 meter, on each side, a square measuring 1 meter on each side is defined as square meter or meter square. So this is how we got the standard unit of area as meter square. Now how to find the area of the regular surfaces? So we have basically two surfaces, regular surfaces and irregular surfaces. The regular surfaces area we can find with the help of formulae. Area of irregular surfaces we can find with the help of graph paper. Now formulae, here we have so many regular surfaces. For each regular surface, to find the area, we have a square. For example, if you take a square, its formula is s square, where s is the side. Suppose if you take a rectangle, it is length into breadth, L into B. If you take a triangle, it is half into base into height. If you take a circle, it is pi r square, where pi value is 22/7 and r is the radius of the circle. If you take the cylinder, area of the cylinder is pi r square h, where r is radius and h is the height. Suppose if you take a cylinder, this is a cylinder, this distance is nothing but the height of the cylinder, and this is the radius r, this is r, this distance is r. So, these are all the formulas which you will be studying in the class 7. Area of the square, all the formula of the area of a square, area of a rectangle, area of triangle, area of circle, area of cylinder. Now, how to find? So, we have all the formulas. If we know the area, if you know the radius, you can find the radius of a circle. If you know the height and radius of the cylinder, you can find the area of the cylinder. Means here, if you observe carefully here, these all are dependent, these all are the derived quantities, these all are derived quantities. We cannot measure the area directly, we have to take the help of the fundamental quantity called length, we have to take the help of the fundamental quantity called breadth, we have to take the fundamental quantity called height. So, you have to take the help of the fundamental quantities, then you can find the derived quantities area. Next, as discussed earlier, area of the irregular surface can be found with the help of the graph paper. Now, let us take an example of irregular surface as leaf. So, take a graph paper, draw the outer boundary of the leaf, draw the outer boundary of the leaf. Now, count the number of complete squares, count the number of complete squares. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number of incomplete squares, number of incomplete squares. Now, count the number of incomplete squares. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So, how many it became? 8. Since they are incomplete, we will be taking half of them, which is equal to 4. So, number of the incomplete squares becomes 4. Now, area of the leaf. Area of the leaf is equal to, number of complete squares plus number of incomplete squares multiplied by area of each square, which is equal to 10 multiplied. Area of each square is 1 centimeter square. 10 centimeter square is the area of the leaf. This is the method to find the area of the irregular surface. Anything, you can even take the stone, its outer boundary, area if you need to find out, or any irregular shape area you can find with the help of the graph paper, and this is the method here is. Now, let us take a few numericals on area. So, I will be writing the question, take a pause, try the numerical, then check out your answer. Find the area of rectangle whose length and breadth are 4 centimeter and 2 centimeter. Children, take a pause and just do the numerical. So, we know area of rectangle. We know area of rectangle is, this is so simple, 4 centimeter into 2 centimeter, which is equal to 8 centimeter square. This is important because I told you always the physical quantity, physical quantity is always expressed with magnitude and unit. If you do not write the unit properly, then you will be losing, because unit says what exactly it is. The number does not give any information to us. Unit says, when you write centimeter square, it is understood that it is the area. Then take down the second question. Find the area of triangle whose base is 4 centimeter and height is 6 meters. Height is 6 meters. Take a pause and solve it. But before going to do, please check the values once. So we know area of triangle is equal to half into base into height, half into 4 into 6 into 100. 2 ones are 2 twos are 2 6 are 12 multiplied by 100 will gives you 1200 centimeters square. 1200 centimeters square. What happened? Someone has done like, did anyone do half into 4 into 6 and did you get the 12 meter square or centimeter square something? If you have done in such a way, it is wrong. Please see that one quantity is in centimeters, the other is in meters. You have to take care that both the quantities of the units must be in the same unit. Either they must be in the standard unit or in the CGS form, but both of the units must be in the same form. You have to convert them accordingly. Next question. Calculate the area of the given figure. Express your answer in SI unit. Take a pause and start solving the sum. So we know area of a circle is pi r square. Pi stands for 22 by 7. 7 into 7. So 22 multiplied by 7. 154 centimeters square. We get 154 centimeters square, but they have asked us to express our answer in the standard unit. So how to convert it into the standard unit? What is the standard unit of area? What is the standard unit of area, children? Meter square. So we have to know the relation between meter square and centimeter square. What is the relation between meter square and centimeter square? 1 meter square is equal to 10,000 centimeter square. So 1 centimeter square is equal to 1 by 10,000 meter square. So therefore we want 154 centimeter square is equal to 154 multiplied by 1 by 10,000 meter square. So which becomes 4510.0 meter square. So this is how you have to convert the one form of the unit into the another form of the unit. So to convert that, you must be aware of the relations. Now take down the next question, take a pause and copy it, try to solve on your own. Next question, I will be moving to the next question. Calculate the area of the given figure and the same thing, express your answer in the standard unit. Six centimeters and 4 meters I have given you. So you must be aware that the diagram is a cylinder and you know the area of the cylinder. So take a pause and solve it, children. Quick. Completed? Okay. Just look at the board. Area of the cylinder. Pi r square h. Pi is 22 by 7 multiplied by, again I told you both must be in the same units, that you should take care of it. So they have asked us to convert into the SI unit. So instead of doing the entire thing, here only you can convert this 6 centimeters into the meter. So what is 1 centimeter is equal to how many meters? 100? No, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters, 1 centimeter is equal to 1 by 100 meters. So we need for 6 centimeter, so 6 by 100 meters. So R is 4 meters into 4, height is 6 by 100. So just calculate the answer, that will be the final answer which you will be expressing in meter square. This is how you have to solve. Now let me give you the few questions, so where you can solve on your own. Please take down the questions. Calculate the area of all these diagrams, solve on your own, be slow, express your answer in the SI unit. If you have any doubts, anything to know, just post it on the comments. So, this is all about the area. Children, this is all about the area. In the next video, I will be sharing you about the volume, how to find the volume of the regular bodies, irregular bodies, what are all the what are all the numericals relevant to that. Please wait for my next video and take the notes of all this, which will be helpful for you in the coming classes. Thank you. Have a great day.